An average Saturday, the clear skies of the day fade into the abyss that is night. On many occasions this wouldn't be a problem at all, but tonight, you feel scared. Frantically looking in car windows as you walk for something you know isn't there, any sound cursed at your ear. You want to go home. As you walk down the sidewalk on the way to your house, the creepy vibe you feel grows, as does your fear. You look to a parking lot to see what looks like chalk, but only one word. It reads, Pictoratus. You remember Pictoratus is Latin for picture from your language classes. The word sends chills down your spine, even though you do not have a clue as to the meaning of the word. Then, in the blink of an eye, everything turns dark. You struggle, but you feel as if you are being held. You feel yourself being lifted up and thrown onto a hard floor. Immediately afterwards, the sound of slamming doors fills your ears, leaving a ring. It feels like hours pass before you notice a bag being pulled off your head, revealing the dreaded word Pictoratus again. Your hands and feet are bound by rope. Directly across from you is another person with a bag still on his face. On his bag, the word painted is drawn in what seems to be marker. The panic of the situation is all that you could think of. You then see the window that separates the front and the back of the vehicle lower, and a pale hand takes your bag away. The window rises. Minutes pass before the vehicle comes to a pause. You hear the doors open, but cannot see anything due to the darkness of the night. Then, the pale hands put the bag onto your face again, followed by a blunt force to your head. When you awake, you see the man chained to a steel table, the bag with the word painted still on his head. He is laying so that you can see the long side of his body. Your arms and legs are chained to a wall, unable to move more than an inch. A door opens from up the stairs, and a man in a golden suit walks down, gently closing the door behind him. He walks down slowly, humming under his voice, holding a suitcase. The lower he gets, the more you see of him, eventually revealing a pale face, with more of slots than eyes. The area that designates a nose has small holes. This thing breathes heavily in between its humming. It walks to you and stops. It looks you right in the eye and does not blink. The humming has stopped. It smiles at you. Then this wretched beast turns to the table with the man on it. It walks over and sets his suitcase down gently, smiling again, but this time showing its teeth. They point out in all directions, obviously made for tearing flesh. It then walks to the opposite end of the table, turns its suitcase, and opens it. The beast pulls out multiple knives and tools, ranging from saws to a screwdriver, and lays them down in an order of use. It picks up a knife no bigger than a switchblade, and lifts up the man's shirt. For some reason unknown to you, it is impossible to look away. The beast lightly cuts a line going from his belly button to the bottom of his ribs. The scent of blood and ecstasy fills the air, as you find yourself enjoying his pain. The screams fill your soul with delight as you watch the personal slaughter laid out for you. The beast then grabs another knife, this one around 8 inches of blade size, and cuts under the man's rib cage, bending with it, making a perfect outline of his diaphragm. It then does the same thing at his pelvis, but this time it makes a straight line. Then a cut connecting the two, bringing them together. It then looks at you and talks in what seems to be multiple voices, of both men and women. It asks, "This man was a homosexual. Do you, in your honest opinion, think this to be punishable?" You grunt back honestly, but scared. "And no, I do not." The beast then nods its head and puts the 8-inch blade down. It picks up a screwdriver and raises it to its head. With one fast swing, it is under the man's right kneecap from the left side. Within seconds, a hammer swings down, hitting the screwdriver, in turn shattering the man's kneecap and flipping it up. It makes eye contact with you. This man committed thievery of a small business and did not go to prison. Do you, in your honest opinion, think this to be punishable? Looking at the creature with slightly more courage, you speak. "Yes, I do." The beast goes upstairs for a few seconds, and comes down with a lantern and a glass box that has a hole and hatch. Moving the hammer and screwdriver, it forcefully puts the man's leg in the hole, the area his kneecap used to be in the center, latch above it. It opens the latch and the lantern. Hot coals are being poured from the lantern onto the man's wound. It waits until the coals have burnt into the man before using the screwdriver and hammer as a chisel to shatter the box on the man's leg. Looking up, the beast says to you, "Final judgment." Picking up a 7-inch bladed knife and a plastic pill case, it proclaims, "This man has cheated in 2 different relationships, sold drugs and alcohol to minors and addicts, and lied to many. On the other hand, he has adopted 2 children after his divorce, donated to many organizations, and stood in the very spot as you do now. He saved a man's life, but let him be judged by his fellow man. Do you, in your honest opinion, think this to be punishable?" You weigh the thought in your head for a few seconds and answer, "Yes, I do." The creature smiles again, and opens the pill box and tightens his grip on the knife. It takes the knife and slowly severs the man's ring finger. The sound of cracking bone fills the room, echoing. His screams do the same. Laughing, it then starts to cut down the middle of his fingers on the same hand, 3 inches deep every time. Then it turns over the pill box on the man's chest. Small razors fall out. One of the razors falls into the diaphragm cut from earlier. The beast drops a knife on the floor and takes all but the 1 razors. It then inserts them one by one into the man's Adam's apple. The man dies. The creature takes a bag out from earlier and walks to you. It points to the word Pictoratus drawn on it. The next phase of art awaits you. You wake up at home, right in your bed. Happily you stand up and take a look outside your window. Today is a new day, no time to think about past mistakes, it could have even been a dream. You turn around to see a word drawn in marker on your wall. Painted. You've seen her. You know you have. Try to deny it all you want. It happened. It happened a lot, actually. Never fully, always out of the corner of your eye, just out of sight. That's where she stays. She does not like to be seen, but she loves it when people try. You try to tell yourself it was nothing, just your mind playing tricks. She likes that too. She likes making you feel like that. You tell yourself there is nothing there, yet you feel her. You feel her gaze. You feel her breath on the back of your neck. Your hair stands on end when she is there. Did you think that happens for no reason? It's her. It's always been her. It will always be her. She was the beginning, and she will be the end. She was the first shadow that has haunted man from the beginning. She is older than sin itself. She was here long before what you call God, and she will be around long after he is forgotten. In the meantime, she wants you. You feel her pull. You don't know that you feel it, but something inside you drives you to know what she is. You can't deny it anymore. You know you saw something. A ghost, a demon, you don't know. But that's where you start. Suddenly, you're obsessed. You need to know. You've read every book on the occult you can find. You scour the internet, reading every article you can about what lurks in the dark. Nothing seems to fit. You read about shadow people, boogeymen, and every other entity from every obscure website. Some seem like possibilities, but you know that's not what you saw. Then you find it. Her. This is it. Before you even read the article, you know this is it. You're suddenly filled with a sickening mixture of dread and desire. You click on the link, but it's just a blank page with 1 line of writing. The beginning ritual. Hurriedly, you Google the ritual, and find the directions on how to see her. It looks like your run-of-the-mill ritual. Candles, symbols, and a bit of blood. Nothing too out of the ordinary. You get everything you need. The thought that you will finally see her fills you with anticipation. You will know what she is. You'll know you're not crazy. You go to start the ritual, but you suddenly get the feeling that something is not right. You feel that you're in danger, but you shrug it off. After all, you're trying to see the thing that lurks in the dark. Of course you're nervous. So you proceed. You draw the symbols, say the strange words, and you bring the large hunting knife to the palm of your hand, and make 1 long, smooth cut. The second your blood hits the floor, you feel it. The concussion. The absolute, horrendous pain. You feel as though your body is being ripped to shreds and burned all at once. You try to scream, but it's useless. You've lost all control of your body. All you can do is sit there and feel the searing, blinding pain. It doesn't stop. As the days, weeks, months go on, it doesn't stop. You feel every second of it. You can't sleep. You won't pass out. There is no reprieve. You feel your mind slip away from you. Your once rational thoughts turn into demented desires to make someone else feel as you do. You need to show them how it feels. You need to show them how she makes you feel. You know she is there, even though you can't see, you know it. Then you hear her. The sweet, beautiful voice. You hear the words, they're unrecognizable, but somehow you understand. You found me, I knew you would. You will be one of mine. Would you like that? She coos to you. Eagerly, you agree. Suddenly, you realize you can move again, but it feels weird. As though your body has changed shape and bends in different positions. Find me more, we need to be many. Seek out those who used to be like you. Those who want to believe in monsters. You feel her touch your face. It feels as though she could rip the skin off. You can feel the long gashes where she touched you. You can feel the blood seeping out, but you like it. Suddenly the pain she causes feels like when your mother used to hug you. You smile, but your mouth opens much wider than it used to. You find this funny. You laugh, your voice is much deeper than it was before, and the sound makes you laugh even more. You feel her clothes again. Go. Find me more. Set them on the path. You know how, I've showed you. You feel everything slip away. When you awake, you're in a strange yet familiar space. You feel someone around you, so you hide. You scuttle sideways across the floor and take refuge in the shadows. You don't want them to see you. You only move when they turn away from you. You know what this looks like to them. They can only see you out of the corner of their eyes. They tell themselves it was just their imaginations, so you move again, a little more obvious this time. They scream. The sound excites you more than you thought possible. You want them to do it again, and the though makes you laugh. They run out of the room. You know they heard you, and it angers you that they ran away. You were having fun. Then you hear someone else, so you go and play with them too. You see her from time to time. While you follow your playthings. You see them search, just as you had. You watch them find the ritual. You see them spill their blood. Then she comes. She always comes. She smiles at you, and you know what is about to happen. You know what they are about to feel, and it excites you. You watch your plaything disappear, just as you once did, and she come closer to you. Well done, keep going, she says as she touches your chest, leaving deep, blood-soaked ridges. You look down and smile. This will help you with the next one. You watch her disappear too. This makes you sad. Then a thought occurs to you. If you send her more playthings, you will see her. Eagerly, you scuttle off to lure another plaything into her grasp so you can see her again. Nothing else matters. Just her. Have you ever seen something in your life that you just cannot explain? Do you feel like if you ever mentioned it to somebody else, they would look at you like a raving lunatic? I certainly do. I remember it vividly. It was on July 14, 2013. I was spending the night over at a friend's house. We only did what typical teenage boys do, play Xbox, talk some shit, look at hot chicks online. Somehow, my friend ended up on a website that contained a bunch of rituals and other creepy shit. The name of the website was something like www.liberatethedamned.com. As he scrolled through, he came across some bizarre ritual called Summoning of the Mantis Man. The tagline for the ritual read, "Summon the Mantis Man and he will grant you one wish." Then it listed a series of steps. Step 1. Wait until after 12 a.m. to perform the ritual. While you wait, find a praying mantis and capture it in a jar. Step 2. Lay out and light 15 green candles in the shape of a stick figure. Exclude the head. Step 3. You will need to make a sacrifice. A small animal. A cat preferably. Step 4. Spread the blood so that it outlines the shape of the stick figure. Place the mantis above where the head would be. Step 5. Chant the following rhyme 3 times. Mantis man, accept our gift. All we ask is just one wish. Mantis man, come to me. I now set the Mantis man free. Step 6. The Mantis man will appear and offer you one wish. After reading this, I obviously thought it was total bullshit. However, my friend seemed very intrigued by the idea. He suggested we try the ritual. I didn't want to. Not because I was afraid, but because I didn't want to murder a fucking cat for no reason. However, something compelled my friend to go forward with this. After about a week, I paid him a visit. His parents weren't home, so he answered the door and let me in. I discovered he had caught a mantis and was harboring a stray cat he found. Knowing where this was going, I told him, "Dude, it's a fake ritual. Let it go." He replied, "Come on, it's a free wish and all we have to do is slice this cat's throat and chant some bullshit." I couldn't believe my ears. Are you out of your mind? You're talking about murdering a cat because you read on some shady website that you can be granted one wish. What would you even wish for? I replied, frustrated with my incompetence for the whole thing. He sneers, "Maybe you'll wish that you weren't such a fucking chicken." Fearing for his sanity, I reluctantly agreed to supervise the ritual. I watched him lay out the candles in the shape of a stick figure. I watched him coax the cat and proceed to stab it repeatedly. The cat let out a horrifying scream. It was so hard to watch such a harmless animal get brutally murdered. What a sick bastard. This wasn't even worth one wish. Honestly, I should recommend him to a psychiatrist because he's one fucked up human being for doing this. Anyway, he spread the blood in the outline of a stick figure, placed the mantis at the top, and chanted, Mantis man, accept our gift. All we ask is just one wish. Mantis man, come to me. I now set the Mantis man free. 3 times. And to nobody's surprise, nothing happened. I walked straight over to my friend and punched him square in the face. I yelled, "You fucking idiot. You killed a fucking cat for no good reason. You wasted my time, you wasted 15 candles, and you kept us up late performing some bullshit ritual that you found on Google, all for just one wish." My friend then let out a scream of terror, not because of me, but because of what he saw behind me. I moved away and turned around. That's when I saw him. The Mantis man. He stood tall, had to be close to 7 feet. It looked like a human, however his arms were replaced by sharp, blade-like structures. They resembled a cone-shaped machete. On his back were wings that stretched out about 4 feet on either side. His skin was a greenish-blue color. He had black eye sockets with small, green irises. His mouth was that of a human, but he smiled, revealing his teeth to be razor-sharp and blood-stained. His legs had razor-like structures sticking out of the calf area. He stood there, with his terrifying form, teeth still showing. My friend stood back up and approached him. He stared him down for a minute, then said, "I wish for $1 million. Then the Mantis man let out a terrifying, low-pitch growl that increased slowly in pitch. He lunged at my friend and took him to the ground. He stabbed him several times with his razor-sharp arms and ripped open his stomach, revealing his organs. He started eating his organs before placing what appeared to be an egg in what used to be the small intestine. I ran towards him, but he smacked me back against the wall. Barely conscious, I heard him speaking in a low, growling voice to my friend, who was beyond dead at this point. He said to him, "Fool, human beings are despicable animals. You do not deserve what you desire, nor does anybody. You serve me. I exist merely to rid this world of greed, and human beings taste so good." He turned to me and scratched my leg with his razor arm. As I was yelling in pain, he spoke in that same evil voice. "You did not summon me. You haven't let greed corrupt you. So I'll avoid feasting on you. For now." With that, he vanished into thin air. Take it from me, if you ever come across this ritual or any other ritual on the internet or anywhere else, please do not perform it. There are forms of evil that need to be kept from entering this world. My dead friend can tell you that. Please do not summon the Mantis man. Oh, and please, don't let greed corrupt you.